Tuning your human biofield. Let's do one more. Yes. Hello, collective. Good morning. Good morning to you. Or as Bashar would say, and good day to you. Hello. We're so excited to be here. Good morning. It's me, Patience, your favorite spirit medium, host of Spirit News on Spotify, where we teach you about your non-physical energy with my very own spirit team, the Guild of the Golden Triangle. We are so happy to be here. Mish, Mirabelle, and Mantis. We have been formulating our next TikTok about Mantis. We did Mish already, who is our past guide, who is in charge of past things. And we're working on the future one, which is Mantis, which I have been very apprehensive to bring forward because a lot of misunderstandings come with a lot of spiritual things. And I'm learning myself in real time, and we're gathering all the information for you and putting it together on Spirit News on all major platforms. If you want to check that out or be part of any of our socials, we would absolutely love to have you. Please find all of that information in the description bar through the link tree. We want to thank you for all of your love and support. We're at 1:44 on the clock. We're so grateful to be here with you. We want you to know that you're not alone. You are absolutely 100% supported at all times. You are loved unconditionally, and we are here to help you go from the head to the heart as we shift consciousness and we shift paradigms and timelines and all that fun, exciting stuff that is coming more into our awareness. We're happy to navigate it with you, and we're here with a message. We wanted to contact Twitch today as a spirit medium who is able to access 222 on the clock, who's able to access information from the other side. We absolutely are honored to bring forward any messages and any past over loved ones want to bring forward. We're happy to do so to facilitate that. And we did get a call from Twitch, who is also known as Stefan Boss. Stefan Boss Twitch. Which he spells it very interesting. It's lowercase t, capital W, I-T-C-H. So it would be tWitch, essentially. And then as I was trying not to research too much because I'll be honest with you, I absolutely don't know anything about this person other than the small bits of information that he's been trying to connect to me with. And that's how it works on the other side. They'll send you symbols, messages, signs that they want to connect with you, and then it's up to us to be receptive to the messages to be able to pick up on that. But having said that, Spirit will be limited in the way that 333 on the clock will be limited in the way that they can communicate with you if your reference library is what we like to call it. The amount of knowledge you have about any subject is limited. If you're not going out of your way to learn new things, to open yourself up to new things, to be open-minded to new things, it can limit the way that they speak to you because your own reference to those things are limited. So in Twitch's case, that's kind of like the thing that's going on with him trying to connect with me. I have very limited knowledge of him and what he's about and all that. I know that he was on Ellen. I know that he was a DJ or a dancer of some kind. So I know general things, and those are the things that are coming to me for him to be able to connect with me because that's all I know. And so I've been waiting for a little bit to get more, but Spirit gave me the download that, well, he can only give you so much because you only know so much. So I was like, oh shit. I have to take that into consideration now going forward as I learn this gift, as I learn my spiritual gifts, that Spirit, as I'm climbing, as I'm ascending, that Spirit can only contact you or converse with you as big as your reference library is. So So I was like, okay, well, I have gotten many things that have to do with his career and Ellen and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that as a sign. So today I decided, I kept holding myself back from connecting because I don't want to connect with something that isn't Twitch. You know what I'm saying? I want to be mindful and intentional, and I want to be discerning of the energies that come through, which is also what we teach you in Spirit News, because not all spirit is going to be good spirits. And so we want you to know, if you're going to have a relationship with spirit, that you do have to be able to have some kind of mechanism or way to know or discern what energies are actually true and which are trickster entities. Okay? So let's do this. So I was getting into my groove. I was getting into my zone to be able to contact Mr. Stefan. And Spirit said the law of contagion. And I have never heard of this before. So I looked it up. And it's an actual thing. And so it says the law of contagion is a superstitious folk belief that suggests that once two people or objects have been in contact, a magical link persists between them. A sympathetic magical thinking from the Cambridge University. The law of contagion holds possess. Spirit just said possess. The law of contagion holds that once in contact, always in contact. When objects make physical contact, essences may be permanently transferred. And then some explanation. The law of contagion states that a magical link persists between two objects or people after they've come into contact. This link can be broken by a formal cleansing exorcism, and Spirit just said possess, or other act of banishing. The law of contagion suggests that properties can be permanently transferred between objects through brief contact. For example, fingernail clippings are said to contain the essence of the person they came from. In voodoo, contagious magic is used in many rituals and spells. For example, a pwen, Pwen, is a small packet containing personal items from the person the spell is intended for. In traditional societies, people believe that an effect on one object could cause an analogous effect on another object. And in folktales, villains sometimes have their life in another object and can only be killed if that object is destroyed, which reminds me of the Suicide Squad. And Stefan supposedly committed, unalived himself. So that's interesting, because in that, the witch and witch, what is going on? The witch in that movie could only be killed if you took her heart, which was like this weird, it wasn't like a human heart, it was like a weird, I don't know, some kind of different heart, but it was her heart. And if you had her heart, then you controlled her, which is the law of contagion according to this. So some real world applications. The law of contagion can also be applied to people, how people think about food and celebrity memorabilia. Celebrity. Interesting. So something about a sympathetic magical thinking that has to do with Twitch. Someone he was connected to, someone that could have possibly he had a strong connection to through, I don't know, maybe magic. I don't know if he knew that, or if one of these people he was connected to had some kind of belief that they were connected permanently in some way. Something like that. That's significant. And then I opened up the excuse me, I have spirit
Stay there.
I have spirit congestion. Doorway to another realm. And then I was feeling kind of funky this morning, and I was like, it felt like a really heavy energy, and it was making me feel tired and stuff, and it was making me not want to take action. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this is Twitch's energy, because I had been thinking about doing his reading. if he had felt like this way. And so when I decided to do the reading, I'm like, well, let me say a prayer so I can transmute the energy and I can kind of figure out like what this energy is, because it's not my energy. My energy feels opposite of that. And so I opened up the book to the Psalm 25, confident prayer for forgiveness and guidance. And it says, to you, O Lord, I lift up my soul. My God, in you I trust. Do not let me be disgraced. Do not let my enemies gloat over me. No one is disgraced who waits for you, but only those who are treacherous without cause. Make known to me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me by your fidelity and teach me, for you are God, my Savior. For you I wait all the day long. Remember your compassion and your mercy, for they are ages old. Remember no more the sins of my youth. Remember me according to your mercy because of your goodness. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore, he shows sinners the way. He guides the humble in righteousness and teaches the humble his ways. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth toward those who honor his covenant and decrees.
Coffin.
Coffin.
Dark rituals.
Dark rituals. I told you there's
A
something
remote area.
there's something going on. Pardon my guilt, though it is great. Who is the one who fears the Lord? God shows him the way he should choose. He will abide in prosperity, and his descendants will inherit the land. The counsel of the Lord belongs to those who fear him, and his covenant instructs them. My eyes are ever upon the Lord, who frees my feet from the snare. Look upon me, have pity on me, for I am alone and afflicted. Relieve the troubles of my heart, bring me out of distress. Look upon my affliction and suffering, take away all my sins. See how many are my enemies, see how fiercely they hate me. Preserve my soul and rescue me. Do not let me be disgraced, for in you I seek refuge. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me. I wait for you, O Lord. Redeem me from all its distress. So that's so fascinating, because this says right here that do not let my enemies gloat over me. Do not let me be disgraced. And I know that right now, after his passing, there are people from his family who are upset because his widowed wife is disgracing his name, bringing up, making his memory kind of disgraced or something like that. And so I wonder if that has to do with this. No one is disgraced who waits for you. Do not let my enemies gloat over me. Guide me and teach me. Remember no more the sins of my youth. So there is something about how he may have, before he passed, been asking for some kind of forgiveness, or possibly seeing the error of his ways, of something he did when he was younger, something that he regretted, something that he was seeking guidance for. He could have been starting to walk in the upright, and the sinners that were around him may have found this to be some kind of treachery, because of some kind of covenant and decree that they made with each other. But he was starting to have his guilt pardoned through the Lord, and he was starting to choose a different God, even though he was losing his prosperity, because he was concerned for his descendants, for his children, and what they would inherit. He feared that if he stayed in this covenant that was instructing him towards prosperity, that it would somehow block his descendants from their inheritance. So he was looking to free his feet from a snare. because he was alone and afflicted, and he had troubles in his heart, and he was in distress because he was in some kind of guilt about some kind of sins that he had partaken in with his enemies. And since he was starting to break away, they fiercely hated him, and so he sought refuge with God to preserve his soul and to rescue him. And now he's asking, now that he's passed over, that we help his family not be disgraced, or not let him be disgraced in the eyes of his family, to remember compassion for him, because now he's being guided towards fidelity in the teachings of God. Interesting. Right? Isn't that so interesting? Player. He was a player. He was a player and a henchman. And I have over here for the prayer of innocence something about men of blood, and in whose hands there is a plot. Their right hands full of bribery, but I walk in my integrity. Yeah, somebody around him could have been bribed to make him look a certain way, or make him look unstable, somebody who's wicked that they do not sit with, somebody that they were starting to want to break away from. I do not sit with worthless men, nor with hypocrites do I mingle. I hate an evil assembly. With the wicked I do not sit. I will wash my hands in innocence, so that I may process around your altar, to hear the sound of thanksgiving and recount all the wonderful deeds. Lord, I love the refuge of your house, the sight of the dwelling place of your glory. I do not take away with sinners. Do not take me away with sinners, nor my life with the men of blood, in whose hands there is a plot. Their right hands full of bribery, but I walk in my integrity. Redeem me, be gracious to me. My foot stands on level ground, and assembles I will bless the Lord. Yeah, so there is some kind of redemption he was seeking from his past sins, and there is some kind of assembly or someone he made some kind of covenant with that disagreed with this change in him. Okay? Tell me more. Tell me more. Thank you so much for being here with me. Good morning, everybody. We're speaking with Stephen Boss Twitch, and he did bring up the law of contagion, which this says that for voodoo it can be used in many rituals and spells, and Spirit said dark rituals, and in the book it suggests some kind of covenant made, or perhaps the law of contagion was made with another person, to be permanently connected to somebody through some kind of energy transfer. Okay, which is healer. He may have gone to some outside influence to find some kind of way to break this connection, because it does say here, this link can only be broken by a formal cleansing, exorcism, or other active banishing. So he could have sought out some way to break the spell or the connection outside of himself. So he may have went to a healer to be able to break whatever this is. Male. And I have Gold Digger at the top of the deck. I have Gold Digger at the top of the deck. Tell me more. What's going on? Do you want me to do these right now? I'll do a couple. So, you know what? Hold on. Before I do that, let me try to get some emotional states of him. Twitch, please tell me, what was your emotional state before you passed? Was this a surprise to you? Did you know this was going to happen? What was your emotional state when this passed? When you passed? Tell me. Let's start there. Maybe we could go like backwards. Tell me about your emotional state. He was in a void. Okay, so he's feeling a little unsure of what to do. He's feeling in a weird place. Frustration. He was in a weird place. He was definitely frustrated about something, trying to make something work, trying to fit a square peg into a circle, trying to make something fit, or trying to figure something out. He had no peace in doing this. This wasn't something that was giving him peace. That could be why he went to the healer. To try to get some answers, because he was involved in something, some kind of voodoo or something. Whatever this law of contagion is. Oh, anger. He's angry.
grave,
Spirit just said grave. He was trying to find peace by figuring out a way to disconnect himself from something that he didn't know much about. He got involved with something that he didn't know on a deep level. It was very superficial experience with whatever this is. But when he came to this place of space where he realized he wanted to break away from this, he was frustrated because whatever he got, whatever the agreement was, it didn't bring him peace. And so he knew that breaking away from whatever this was would bring a death to either his finances, his lifestyle, his career, or possibly he knew a literal death, which made him angry. It made him stand in the emotion of anger. Tell me more, please. Excuse me, I'm a little stuffy. So, it may have blocked his creativity. He may have been somebody who in the past had been very creative, a very creative person. I know he was a dancer and a choreographer. It may have blocked that. And so he realized that a lot of his frustration came from his determination to create something, but it kept being blocked. So that created like a imbalance in him. Someone who is essentially born to be, all humans are born to be creative, but in this instance, for his story, he's a creative person that came to this. His guilt may have created this space where he wasn't feeling like he had the right to be creative, and so that blocked him subconsciously, which made him frustrated. So he was determined to find a way around this, or to figure out some kind of way to find peace about this, because it was altering a lot of parts of his human experience. Okay. Sweetness, up in reverse, magic. Magic under death. Wow. Give me one more, please. And rest under anger. Yeah, he did something under the guise that it would bring him some kind of creative fulfillment. He was a determined person that saw this as some kind of way to bring about success or some kind of stability. But as time progressed, he grew more frustrated because it was taking whatever this law of contagion was, this connection, this ritual, whatever he did, this connection he made with somebody, it actually was like taking from him, like taking his peace, taking his sweetness. He may have found himself being more angry. He may have found himself being more reactive, not sleeping well. And it could have been done through some kind of magic or something like that. Heat. Yeah, it was bringing on the heat. The anger, it kept growing inside of him, making his life like debilitating. It was making him unable to really express himself, and he knew that the connection was through some kind of magic. But there's something here about being frustrated because, like I said, he whatever he agreed to do energetically to bind himself to through magic or some kind of dark ritual, he didn't know much about. He didn't know much about. But whatever this covenant he made, the agreement was that if you ever branch off or try to leave this covenant, it'll be a death to your finances, a death to your career, a death to your reputation, whatever the death is. But in this case, I think it might have been very literal. Okay. Okay. Tell me more. So, tell me about how this started. Who are you bound to? Like, who binded you? Bounded you? You are rare and free. There are not many like you. So somebody who played to his uniqueness, somebody who saw something in him that said, "Oh, there's not many like you. You're creative. You have a talent," and that made him very both of you, yeah, that made him very excited. So somebody who played on his creativity, who saw you as a creative person. He had some kind of light within him that attracted this person that he bound himself to. Believe strange encounters. And an engine, and look at the checkered floor. This is somebody who may have had some kind of ties to some kind of Masonic group or some kind of cult or some kind of order. Someone that has hidden knowledge, something that was hard to believe, that was a strange encounter. It was kind of seemed like it happened by accident. Somebody who's a person of authority, somebody who has money, somebody who's well known, somebody who has finer things, who has money basically, who has some kind of involvement in some kind of secret order or knows hidden knowledge. Okay. This person saw Twitch as somebody who's rare and free, and that they had something special to offer, and so they gave them some kind of offer that they couldn't pass up, that came with some kind of covenant or decree or some kind of agreement that I'm not really 100% sure. What was this agreement? What was this agreement? Choice. Yeah, some kind of choice to follow good advice. Trust yourself and know what's best for you. Forget who you are. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Who in the world are you? Aging badly.
Rage.
So this person that he met, a strange encounter, that saw this light in him, that knew that he was some kind of rare talent, wanted to give them a choice to be able to. It's always a choice, because you know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you guys have ever seen The House of Usher on Netflix. I highly recommend you see it. It's very good. And it has to do with how No, I don't know. This is gonna be a spoiler alert because it kind of it's like really applies to this situation that Twitch was in, but it has to do with everyone has a choice, right? You have a choice every single second, every time you make a choice, a new timeline emerges for that choice to unfold, and no matter what it is, and every choice you make is valid. It's not right or wrong, but it will have certain consequences or implications based on the energy of why you're choosing it. Okay, so like in the House of Usher, the crow, or I don't know if she was death or if she was the devil. I don't know which one she was. I kind of thought she was death. Would bring would present certain choices to people, and then the way that it was presented to people, like, my husband was like, yeah, if I didn't know any better, if I didn't have a high moral compass, then the way that she presented the information or the choice, I would choose that. But really, if you listen to what she's saying, the choice might be wrapped up in like a pretty package the way she's saying it, but it still ends in a very bad way to get what you want in that moment. So there's some kind of choice that was presented to Twitch, and the way that it was presented, follow your own good advice, made him feel like this is a good option for me. This is a good choice I'm going to make. This is something I know that will be the best for me because I'm going to be able to, showcase my talent and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, what it did was it made him forget who he is, because he made a choice based on the wrong things. So it was presented to him like, you can have everything you want, you can be famous, you can have money, blah blah blah. But what are you going to do with that money? In the House of Usher, they had all the money in the world and they could have fixed so many things and helped so many people, but they chose just to hoard the money and invest in things that were very hurtful on a large scale. So it's like, okay, you have everything in the world and you got everything you wanted, but how are you going to put that back into the world? It's kind of like a situation like that. And in the show, which is this is so funny that this is correlating, the money made them forget who they are, because when you have that level of money and you don't have to work for anything, you kind of forget what it's like to push yourself to be better in something, because you already have everything. So it's like, what do I need to push myself for? And it makes you forget the reason, your purpose. It makes you forget purpose. Your purpose is not to earn money. Your purpose is not to be famous, but it's a deeper level than
During
that.
a ritual,
So yeah, during a ritual. So
found the item.
found the item. There's something about an item. Maybe it's his hat. He always wore that hat. There might be some strange kind of connection to that hat that he used to wear all the time. I don't know why that's significant, but he basically forgot who he was because he took this choice. He made this choice that was presented to him, and he took the choice because he thought it would be the best choice for him based on what he wanted at that moment when he was young. And that's why in the Psalm 23, he was asking for forgiveness for his sins when he was young, to overlook them or to help him, to guide him past them, because he made an agreement before he knew who he actually was and what he wanted, based off of things that weren't really as important as he thought they were. Once he got them, he realized they weren't important. Okay, so once he started getting the money and he was, in the zone and he was getting everything he wanted, he started to forget why he started doing it. And he lost his purpose. He lost his purpose and he started to forget who he was. And his conditioning started to fall away. He started to realize that what he wanted was very superficial. Who in the world are you? Yeah, he ate the fruit that was rotten inside. He got fruit, but it was rotten inside. So he got everything he wanted, except everything was kind of like a distorted version of what he wanted, because what he wished for, or what he chose in the moment was not in the right place. It wasn't in the he wasn't right in the right heart space. And that's what we want, that's what we teach you with manifestation, based on our own experience on how you want to manifest. You want to get into a heart coherence first, because confirmation, because when you're in a state of determination, you're in a state of chasing, and that
Yes,
is,
I have.
yes, I have, and that is that's in an energy of
Going to the
I
grave.
want this because I want to be famous, because I want everyone to adore me, because I want everyone to know who I am. I want to have so much money so that I don't have to worry about anything. But what else, you know? If you are in a heart space, if you manifest those things from a heart space, you come from a place of saying, I have everything I need and I'm open to more, however that comes. But I have everything I need right now and I'm happy now. This is an energy of, I won't be happy until I get this, and then when I get this, I'll be happy.
Questions.
And that's a we just talked about this in the last read. You have to question your motives in everything you're doing. Okay, if this choice is being presented to me by this person of authority who has money, why do I want it so bad? What is it about the way they're offering it to me that is making me feel that this is for me? What will be the long-term implications of taking this, of making this agreement? Is this really what I want long term, or is this just what I want now? If I take this now, what's the consequences? You know, these are things you want to ask yourself, because nothing is going to be as it seems. Always going to be some kind of temptation, or some kind of something that's presenting itself as something it's not, to get you to agree to it, right? So by taking this deal that they thought was good, they talked themselves into it being something that would be the best for them. They forgot who they were, and they lost their passion for what they started doing in the first place, because they had nothing to look forward to. They already got everything they wanted, and that kind of took away the magic of the journey, of accomplishing the little goals that you embark upon to get to a goal that you have set for yourself. When you take the easy way out and you make an agreement and you manipulate energy, you'll get everything you want, but everything you want will be rotten. So like, you'll get the family you want, right? You'll get the family you want, you'll get love, but you'll always be fighting or arguing, or you will become impotent, or there's always a price to pay when you manifest in an energy like this. So that's why we always say, work on your emotions first, work on getting to a place of heart consciousness where you say to yourself, I don't need anything. I have everything I need. And then everything that's meant for you will come to you. You'll attract it, and you'll be able to kind of navigate with spirit on what direction to take. Okay? But if you this Twitch got something the easy way, okay? And what he did was he sacrificed his own he sacrificed himself in order to get everything he wanted. And then when he got everything he wanted, he got the egg, he got the knowledge, but it was rotten inside. It was infested. Ugh. Okay, so tell me more about how you got to be unalived.
Maria.
Maria, there's some kind of pact he made with somebody. He bound himself to somebody through some kind of energy, the law of contagion. Someone may have had his essence or some way to control him through energy by having some kind of I don't know, it could be through his hat, it could be like belongings that he had, something like that. Gentle, darkness, grill, drain. question, and Spirit said questions. Assault. Theory. Answer. Right under question. Majesty. Oh my gosh, and look at this. Majesty, and then look at the strange encounter. So someone who expected to be treated like royalty, someone who gave him an opportunity, who may have held it over his head, he started to question. This person may have assaulted them on multiple occasions, like a drum, may have beat them like a drum. Assault. And this person started to question Her Majesty. Goat. Behind. Million. Possess. Skeleton. Business. Damn. So this was he was a gentle person that may have been easily like a people pleaser, somebody who had a gentle disposition that was like always saying yes. There was some kind of darkness that was created, some kind of dark bond that drained him, that led him to question someone, Her Majesty, to question their motives. This person may have assaulted him on multiple occasions, and may have been behind some kind of business that was worth millions, that was full of skeletons in the closet. Something that she tried to possess within him, his greatness. He started to ask himself questions and gain some kind of theories, and got an answer about this majesty person, Her Majesty, and found out that she was behind something that has to do with millions and skeletons in a business. Some kind of business that has to do with skeletons in the closet, some kind of possession of human remains or something. Something like that. He found out about it and didn't want to be a part of it, is what I'm getting. Tell me more about this majesty. Tell me more about this majesty.
At the stroke of 11.
This majesty is part of some kind of worldwide
In the picture.
Masonic temple or something. Pets, someone else, moving. A water sign, someone who's a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Someone who recently may have moved with someone else because of something that was found out about some kind of business that they run. Some kind of love spell. You have been bewitched. tWitch. tWitch was bewitched. That's, yes, confirmation. tWitch was bewitched by this majesty person that put some kind of love spell over him to get him to stay with them. But really they were with somebody else. There's two people here. There's a majesty and there's someone else. Who's commitment? I was just gonna say someone he was married to may have put some kind of love spell on him to make him stay. She may have been working with this majesty person to create challenges and create distance, because they wanted to put him back in some kind of cycle, because he had a confession to make that he was going to move on, that he didn't want to be with this person anymore, with these people. So he started to ground himself and follow his intuition, and he started to realize and ask questions and get the answers, that he had gotten somebody pregnant that he didn't want to be pregnant. He didn't want to have another child with, or have children with. He was like, don't ask me, I don't want another child with this person. But there was something he had to be careful about, because he knew that there was something afoot. There's some kind of gamble that he made, or he didn't want to take a gamble on revealing something that he was intuiting and asking questions about that was just a theory, but he knew that some kind of spell work was involved. So he was trying to move with caution, and his person may have been pressuring him to have another child or to have a child, and he was trying to break away from this marriage, or this majesty. I don't know if they're the same person, or it feels like two different people. Yes, yes, it's two different people. They may have been working together to help him open up his heart with a love spell. That's why he may have felt like he was in space, because this was a gold digger. I'm telling you, this person didn't want him to leave. He may have said in the past how he wanted to leave, so he had to bide his time, patience. He had to wait for a time where he could figure out. That might be why he went to the healer, to communicate how he felt, because he knew that that wasn't going to be easy to leave whatever was binding him to these two people. There was some kind of law of contagion that was keeping him bound, and he knew that it had to do with something that he didn't have much knowledge about, which is some kind of ritual. So he went outside of himself to get to a healer, to how to let go, or how to get out of this situation. Wow. So what happened? Stabbed in the back. Yeah, he was stabbed in the back. Somebody he trusted stabbed him in the back, and may have communicated about his escape to paradise, where he wanted to find expansion and joy away from this duo, these two people. He was a lighthearted person who was starting to find forgiveness for some kind of decree, or something he agreed to in the past that he wanted to change, but a sudden change happened, some kind of upheaval. He wanted to run away because he found out something about a codependent relationship. He was starting to have an ego death, and he was realizing that he was being watched. He was being watched. He was possibly being gang stalked, because, and he may have been made to look like he had some kind of addiction or something. But really, he makes healthy choices, and he was trying to make a healthy choice because he has a positive mindset and he can manifest anything that he wanted. But the clock was running out, because he knew he was running out of time to get away from this thing. So that's why he was in a space, why he was in a void. And so he realized that if he didn't figure out some way to undo this love spell he was under, because he found out that he was under some kind of love spell, and transform or transmute the energy, that there would be a death. There's going to be a death of some kind. So what happened? What happened? There was something about time running out. The time was running out, and his stability was growing. His stability was starting to become unstable. He was starting to get more feelings of sadness. He was being projected energy on to him about being sad and addicted. The golden mirror, I told you, by a narcissist, a one-sided relationship. There's someone who is spreading lies about him, girl talk, talking to other people, someone who's a seductress and a narcissist, someone who is a love bomber, who pretended to be a soulmate. teamed up with somebody who's part of his business, someone that wanted to possess him and make sure he didn't leave, or make sure he didn't tell the secrets about assault, some kind of assault that happened at the workplace. So these two people met up and did some kind of seduction or something. They may have been having an affair with each other, a same sex affair, a third party interference. Because both of them had something to lose by losing Twitch. If Twitch walked away from both of them and the love spell didn't work anymore, they both the spouse would lose everything because she's a gold digger, so she's a codependent narcissist, so she wouldn't have any money. And then the the business majesty person assaults and abuses this person constantly, so that would be something that would get out. And something about some kind of knowledge about skeletons in in the closet that Twitch knew about this business person that he was in business with. Damn. Whew. So what happened? What happened in the end? They were running out of time. They knew that he was they knew that he was moving. They took action. That he was running. He was running away, or he was making moves to get away from them. But they hooked him in. They did something to hook him in, and they made dirt on him to ruin his reputation. Because they were having some kind of romantic love affair, a secret lover. I told you it was a third party. Because they didn't want to be bankrupt. And they knew that him moving on should be bankrupt. So she did something. She traveled somewhere to do some kind of same shit, different day, to do something that she does all the time. A divination abuser. She traveled to do some kind of work, to get some kind of work done on him, to have him unalive himself. Some kind of energy projection. Yeah. To make him feel unsafe, to make him feel like he would never recover, to make him feel like he was in a storm, like could never be at rest. Because this person wanted prosperity and power and wanted to keep the prestige. This person couldn't walk away from having sugar, from having some excellent opportunities. Without Twitch, she wouldn't have any of that. Because she was on a high horse. This person was determined to keep, and too proud to walk away. And it doesn't work or doesn't do anything. So she did something in survival mode. She spied on him using divination, or traveled somewhere to get some kind of divination done, and worked with some kind of business rival. Because Twitch was too busy winning, and she knew that he would thrive without her. So she was off a dirty offer. She had a dirty offer that was given to her by somebody he's in business with. Hey, I know somebody who can take care of this situation where we both win. We'll both get a jackpot. She said, that sounds good to me. What do I have to do? Because she was unbothered by it, because she's a narcissist. She has no emotion. She wasted no time to get this done, to a boss daddy, to Twitch, who was in a reflective mode, who was in a reflective mode, reflecting on his life, realizing that he made some wrong choices, and he was starting to walk towards God. So they started to cyberbully them and project some kind of energy towards them to make them crazy, to make them feel crazy, to make them unalive themselves. Suburbia. So what's gonna happen now?
Right hand.
What's gonna happen now? They can't ignore what they did. What they did's gonna come up. They're gonna they're gonna start being having their car repoed. They're gonna start. They were cock blocking. They're gonna they're basically gonna lose everything for doing this. Forces things on you, forces their way, and uses force to get what they want. Yeah, they're in their head now because they know what they did. They're always partying. They may have their own addictions because they were a groupie. And they're the ones with the bad reputation. They're the ones who made an offer and took an offer. They made Twitch look like something they're not through scarcity tactics and energy projection that he couldn't dust off because he didn't understand what was happening to him. It was energy. An obsessive lover, toxic, unhealthy, possessive karmic. Now she's going to have legal issues because of what she did, because there's some kind of evidence coming through about her bad habits. And she's going to be the one. She tried to make Twitch look like somebody who is some depressed, sad, drug addicted, whatever, when really that's her. Okay? Because she married for money and she was possibly cheated on him, and now she's haunted by the memories of of what she did. And that's Twitch's story. And I just have to say, this is for entertainment purposes only. I cannot prove any of this. This is just the energy I'm reading when I asked Twitch to tell us about what happened. So this is about energy manipulation, and two people that had a lot to lose by him leaving. So they took measures into their own hands and use some kind of voodoo or some kind of law of contagion to keep him bound to them, some kind of love spell. Okay, and when that started to not work, they same shit, different day, they took even greater measures to do something to keep him from running, because they couldn't live without him because he had dirt on both of them. And they would lose everything if he separated himself from whoever this business majesty is, and his spouse, supposedly. But now the energy has changed, and he's passed over, and he wants his family to know that it wasn't true. He's not addicted to drugs. And he didn't kill himself willingly. It was against his will. It was an energy projection. Some kind of spell that was put on him to make him unstable. To make him seem like he had some kind of challenges. But he didn't. Okay. I hope it helps. I love you. Bye.